Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $20,000 of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 66-year-old female. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website, and we've got these free quoters on pretty much every page. Select the state that you live in, and we're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. The coverage amount you want, put in your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page. It's the same one that we use to help our clients with and quote them. It'll show you the best companies at the lowest pricing in your state, and you can be a super well-educated consumer. So feel free to take advantage of that. You can also call our toll-free number, 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you. Now, the first thing you need to kind of think about if you're a 66-year-old female looking for $20,000, or maybe even if you have $20,000, is that going to be enough for your final expense needs? And in most cases, it probably is at age 66. Now, if you're going to get cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn, then $20,000 is more than you need, because that's only going to be between $1,000 to $2,000 if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony on top of getting cremated, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 roundabout. So again, $20,000 would be enough. So if you've got a $20,000 policy, you're A-okay. You don't need to watch any more of the video. But if you don't have insurance yet, yeah, definitely keep watching on. Now, one thing we really recommend people don't do is don't over-insure. A lot of times people will call us and say, hey, I'd like to not only take care of my cremation, but also leave some money to the kids. And the challenge in that is most of the people that we work with are on a fixed or limited income. And, just if they look at the price for $25,000 or $30,000, they go, oh, no, I can't do that. And then they never get the insurance, rather than looking at what it would actually cost just to do the final expenses, which would be affordable. So we always recommend you be conservative on this. If you need to go with the lower amount to start to get something in place, you can do that. We can add more coverage later. Now, if you've got the financial means to get more insurance, by all means, go ahead and do that. Just don't think that you have to do that. In fact, we think instead of spending extra money on insurance to give to people after you die, we actually think it's a little bit better idea to actually save that money, spend it on your family members while you're alive, and you'll have those memories for the rest of your life, and they'll have those memories for the rest of their life. And that seems like a pretty darn tootin' good investment. So now if you're looking at getting buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. That won't be anything fancy. I want to assure you of that. But it's hard to believe that if you walked into a funeral home in most places in the United States with the $10,000 check, they wouldn't get something done for you. Now, again, it'd be very simple, maybe possibly meager, but we just find it hard to believe that somebody wouldn't take a $10,000 check and instead let that walk down the road to one of their competitors. But, by the same token, you're age 66. If you're going to live to 76 or possibly 86, that $10,000 may take care of things right now, but certainly it won't in the future as you continue to get older due to inflation. So most people we help with a burial, age 66 female, would probably look at getting somewhere between $10,000, $15,000, or maybe even $20,000. Now, remember, again, if you need to get $10,000 right now because that's all you can afford, that's terrific. I mean, your family would certainly appreciate that, and you can always add more coverage. But that locks you in at your lowest rate at your lowest age right now. So it's a pretty smart way to do it. Now, one thing we absolutely recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. And that's all we help people with at Funeral Funds of America. And what that means, first day coverage means that hypothetically, if you got your policy today and you were approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would pay the entire amount out. And that's different than a 2-year waiting period plan where if you die in the first 2 years of any health or medical related reason, they're not going to pay a penny in death benefit, life insurance benefit. So just keep in mind, you really want first day coverage or benefits. Now, a lot of times people would say, yeah, I want the first day coverage, but I hear those plans ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health. And our reply to that is that's our problem, not your problem. we work with enough different insurance companies that they've all got different underwriting requirements, and 90 to 95% of the time we're able to get our clients first day coverage or benefits. So don't worry about that at all. Now, the only time you wouldn't be able to get first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you were on dialysis, or in the hospital or in a nursing home, something like that. If that were the case, we would probably refer you out to a different insurance company. The only other thing that happens once in a while, it seems like every week with us anyway, is somebody will call us up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have any insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home and the funeral director won't do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get a check in our hand to get to the funeral director's hand and get somebody, taken care of at the end of their life. And at that time, we've just got to tell these people unfortunately, there's no insurance company in the United States that will issue a policy on a dead person. Unfortunately, you've got to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really unfortunate that, somebody passed away and had so little regard or consideration for their loved ones that they just left this undone. And now these poor family members are struggling not only financially because they don't have the money, but emotionally. Can you imagine the turmoil they're under just because somebody thought they were going to live longer than they did and never took care of this? It's really unacceptable. This insurance is affordable, and just get it. Don't be that person. Rant over. So let's talk about 2-year waiting periods. So there's a lot of companies out there that offer those 2-year waiting periods. So Colonial Penn's probably one of the more well-known. I think it's just because it seems like their commercials are on TV like every 7 minutes or so. They're pretty frequently. But their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Most people don't know that. 2-year waiting period. Oh, my gosh. And there's other 2-year waiting period companies out there, too, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha product, AIG, Gerber. And there's other companies out there, too, that's the only thing they offer is a 2-year waiting period plan. And some of these companies have done a pretty good job of convincing the American public that the only thing that they would ever qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. And to that, we just go, nothing could be further from the truth because we help people with first day coverage all day long. So don't fall for that marketing. Oh my gosh, just don't fall for it when you can get first day coverage. Now, let's take a look at Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, because a lot of 66-year-old females would think, oh my gosh, for $9.95, that commercial sounded so good. I could probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. And then they talk with an agent from Colonial Penn, or they get on Colonial Penn's website like we've done here and find out that for a female age 66, $9.95 for 1 unit of coverage is only $1,200, $1,200. Woo-chee mama. Those commercials make it sound quite a bit better than that, don't they? Oh my gosh. So yeah, just understand that like $1,200, I'm not even sure that's enough to pay for a cremation in most parts of the United States. And in the end, it doesn't really matter because this policy is not going to pay out for 2 years if you die of a health or medical reason. So the numbers get worse because of inflation. That $1,200 is not going to buy as much 2 years from now as it does now. So you're just kind of really behind the curve on this one. But let's take a look at what $20,000 would cost. That's the point of this whole video. And the challenge is, once you get a certain age, as you get older, they max out. Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units. And a lot of times you can't get higher coverage amounts. So let's see what that would be. Yeah, so 15 units, the max you can buy for a 66-year-old female, 15 units would be $18,000. You can't even buy $20,000. So that's kind of frustrating, folks. But plus, on top of that, it's got a 2-year waiting period. So let's see what first day coverage would cost. Let's see what the savings would be on that. So we're going to look at $20,000 here for a female age 66. And we're going to get the quote button, get the quote. And again, this is $18,000 for roughly $150. So two companies here, if it's within a dollar or so, if one company's markedly better, which in this case, Trinity Life would be better. There's a lot of companies out there that may take, days or weeks or even a month or so to get approved. And they also have lower approval ratios. So we just recommend you be careful of any companies that are kind of like that. I can assure you in this case, Trinity Life would be the better company. We work with them. We can get a same-day approval over the phone, and they are level coverage, which means first-day coverage. And again, it's like 50, 60, 70, 80 cents more a month. It's really worth it to end up with a company that's going to really respect you and value your business for the rest of your life. And they pay quick too. So, but let's take a look here, and we've got $83 here versus $149. So that's going to be roughly $70 more a month. I'm just rounding numbers here, rounding up or down, but roughly $70 more a month. And Colonial Penn will allow you the privilege of overpaying $70 a month for the rest of your life and give you a 2-year waiting period. Ouch. So just keep in mind, you would overpay $70 a month. That'd be roughly $840 a year. If you had this policy 10 years, that would be an extra $8,400 you overpaid on a $20,000 policy. That does not seem like that makes a lot of sense to us, but maybe you like overspending. What we would really recommend you do is go with a company that's going to get you better pricing, and you can actually probably get more insurance if that's what you wanted for the same amount of money. But kind of the key message is here, you could actually save money and get more coverage. Because remember, this is for $18,000. This is for $20,000. So you're getting so much more value. I mean, Colonial Penn is way more than 200% more expensive, and you get a 2-year waiting period, and you get to overpay for the rest of your life. So we don't recommend that at all. Just be a smart consumer. But let's look at some other companies here, and you'll be able to see all these different companies that are available to you. And let's go down and find, well, like Lincoln Heritage here. They're a fine company, I guess. I mean, their pricing's kind of high. It is first day coverage, but their pricing's higher. And the reason is they've got a plan where when you pass away, they will call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple other things too. But it's not free. They charge you for that. So that's 121. And let's go down and look at here. 121. So roughly 83. So that's roughly, I'm just rounding numbers, roughly $40 more a month. That's roughly $480 more a year. And that's after 10 years, that's roughly $4,800 more. Now you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying like $4,800 more just for a company to call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple things that we can't imagine that would take more than an hour or so? I mean, that seems like pretty good pay to an insurance company, and we just don't recommend it. That's a lot of money for the people that we help. So what we've done is we provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. And what you can do is you fill that out and say who gets what and what goes where and what you want happening after you pass away, cremation, burial, just all the logistics and all your wishes and everything. And you just keep that filled out and keep it with your insurance policy. When you pass away, your family's just got to go collect that. And now they're not only protected financially because you've got the insurance policy, but they're protected emotionally because now they know exactly what to do. They don't have to guess. And they know that you cared enough about them that well in advance of your being gone, you thought about them and you loved them enough to give them directions so that they didn't have to worry about this after you pass away. So all you have to do is just execute the wishes of the person that has passed away based off that funeral and estate planning guide. And it's so much pressure off the family when they have that. And we provide that free. We don't charge $4,800 for it. So what we'd really recommend you doing is don't overpay, and fill the quote out if you want to see actual pricing, And you can call us at our toll-free 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can get you pricing. Or, just keep in mind that if you have an existing policy and you want to price shop it or want to see about adding coverage, we can help you out with that. If you want a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. If you just have some questions or concerns or, need something clarified, we can help you out with that. We just love helping people. We can't wait until the day that we get to meet you and talk with you and help you out with this. And until that day comes, you just stay safe. You take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.